It's Dr. C. I hope everyone's doing well today. I just finished up with my 6 classes that I do every morning, and I need some coffee. But before I do that, I wanted to pop on and talk a little bit about an experience I had this morning and then share with you some of the rewards that I've been using last week and this week. This morning I had one of my former students. I hadn't had her in a couple of weeks, or a couple of months rather. And when I last had her back in June, May or June, something like that, um, she had gotten to the point that she just was not happy taking classes. And so she was very agitated. Uh, Mom and dad would have to force her to come to the class. And before this, she had just been all hyped up and doing very well and made it into level 4. But this started, and she would tell me she hated me, and she would scream and yell and turn the camera off and all of those kinds of things. So, like I said, I hadn't had her since back in June, probably. And so when she popped up on my schedule again for today, I went and looked to see how things were going with other teachers because, it could just be a situation where she was tired of me. And what I saw was that for a while after she left me, she continued with the same kind of behavior. But with the last couple of classes she had had, things must have settled down a little bit. So I wasn't really dreading it, not that I would dread it anyway, but I was expecting to have a very good class. Well, this student has horrible connection issues. There's always an unstable connection. I don't think of very many times that we didn't have one. So we had that going on today, and she was back in her old form. No, her new form. Anyway, whatever. She was not happy to be there, and she was not going to participate. The camera would go off, the camera would come on. When she would read very slowly and just doing, silly kinds of things. So I chose just to not let her know that it was bothering me, and I would continue with the lesson. If she wouldn't respond, I would just go right on. I did something that I just never do. She's the only student I've ever done this with. She only got 1 star, but there was nothing. I looked for anything to try to give her a star. And I know in previous videos I've said, find something, always find something. But folks, I couldn't find anything. So she only got the 1 star. I regret that. I hate that it happened. I wish that my old student would come back because she was doing so well with her pronunciations, so well with her reading, her comprehension. I rarely, if ever, had to correct her on anything because she was doing so well. So don't know what's happened, don't know what's going on, but that class didn't turn out like I wanted it to. But anyway, what I wanted to really share with you today was some of the rewards that I've been using. Most of what I'm using through my Manicam is coming from the Facebook group Props and Rewards. If you're not a member of that group, be sure and hop over there and join that group because they are continually posting things that are very good rewards for students, not just the lower level students either, but pretty much all of my students. I think the oldest I teach is maybe 12 because I'm only certified through level 5 and I've only had one level 5 class. So I wanted to share with you, and I've told you before that when I find these rewards, I take them and use my magic eraser and make them have a transparent background and save them as a PNG. I don't remember what that stands for, but it's a PNG file so that I can upload it into Manicam. So let's see. Let me see back what I was doing. Well, this is what I'm using this week. I'm giving them cookies and milk, or milk and cookies, I guess I should say. So whenever they get a star, they get a cookie. I've only had one that really didn't want cookies. I had one this morning. I want ice cream. It's like, well, kid, you should have been here later in the week because I probably be using ice cream. As a matter of fact, I will be. So what I used last week was this one, back to school. I showed them, let me find it. There it is, the school, and said, Dino's going back to school, and we need to help him pack his backpack. And then I would have them tell me what needs to go in the backpack. So I'm not just rewarding them, I'm also pulling out some of that comprehension, but pulling out that vocabulary that they may or may not have studied, but it's something they can relate to because they are going back to school and they're packing their own backpacks. So, some of them would say pen, so I had to go for search and find a pen. And actually, this one I did not save with a um, PNG file or with a transparent background, but most of them I did. We gave Dino books, we gave him pencils, we gave him rulers, all kinds of things, scissors, and even his lunchbox, because Dino may not like school lunches. So that was what I used for back to school. Oops, let me get this off there. And then another one I used. Oh, this is too bad the kid wasn't in his second class with me this week because he would have gotten ice cream. This is what I used with a student that I had for the second time this week. And I think I've told you before, what I do is everybody gets the same reward the first time they're with me. And then I have a second option, a third option, and a fourth option because I have one student that I see 4 times a week. So I always have 4 options for the week. So if a child came along and let's say that I just didn't think ice cream was appropriate for them, or they, made a big deal out of I don't like ice cream, then I would have another option that I could pull up and use with them. But anyway, this morning we made or we fixed ice cream, and we even had, a cherry to go on top. So that was that. And again, these are coming out of that Facebook group. And I think the backpack and Dino going back to school, I think that was teacher Amanda Panda. She's always, every week, if you get her newsletter, there's always something, some kind of reward in that. And then she posted on the website too. She's great. And she has a teacher to teacher shop also. So let's see. I think those are the most. Oh no, this one. I wanted to share this one. And let me find my screen. Here I am. I used address Dino and address Dino. That's not Dino. I told you I needed coffee. Mike and Meg. And so we would dress them. We would give them some sunglasses. I had one student that she just did not like the sunglasses. Please take them away. So I took them away. But they got shoes and they got clothes, a swimsuit and a shirt. And of course, if they're at the beach, they need a sand bucket so they can play in the sand, and they need a beach ball. So I thought that was pretty cute. And all of my kids seemed to enjoy it. We would talk about, for the older kids, we'd talk about the beach and had they been to the beach and what did you do while you're at the beach. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share. I think that's all that I had. Let me get back over here. And that's all I had. So folks, if you haven't already, whoops, where is it? There it is. Hit that subscribe button, and when that bell pops up, click on that, and YouTube will notify you anytime I post a new video, which is about once a week. Sometimes I end up with two, but most of the time, one time a week. And I appreciate all of you. We're at 73 subscribers, so I'd like to push that on up and get to 100 subscribers, because when we get up there to 100 subscribers, we're going to have a giveaway. All right, guys, that is pretty much all I had to say this morning, or all I had to share. And I'm going to go get some coffee. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. So long.